Dig it.
Slow drag with Remedy. Allyhoo and welcome. The Passion Project continues. My name is Remedy Robinson, and this is an appreciation. This is an exploration of linguistics, language, and how to couch a point of view as framed by the peerless poetry of the modern-day master, Elvis Costello. Today's slow drag is with Harpies Bizarre from Mighty Like a Rose, released in 1991. The songwriting is credited to Elvis Costello's birth name. Swimming in a caustic sea of the grown-up rendition of guilt and revenge pop songs, Harpies Bizarre fits right into this zeitgeist as it takes the listener through a multifaceted narrative that exposes secrets, everyone's secrets, one cutting remark at a time. It does so with all the requisite oblique sort of charm offensive that we have come to expect. He selects the plainest face from a spiteful row of girls, elegant and salted women, a flaw of cultured pearls. He drops a name or two. She fails to catch. At last he's met his match. Unspoiled and unaffected, he wants her so much. With this first verse, the stage isn't so much set as it is reported from, casting a visual net over adoring fans, perhaps. Our narrator seems as if he's trawling for a breath of fresh air, set down in an AABBB structure that will flow throughout this piece. Words such as spiteful, elegant, and insulted are cunningly used to describe why it's the plainest face who was chosen by iterating its opposites, its worn-out encounters. His desire is well justified before it's rephrased as unspoiled and unaffected. The flaw of cultured pearls present an acorn conundrum to ponder. I'd always assumed that the row of spiteful girls was a floor, not a flaw, of cultured pearls, or, to muddle meaning even further, a line of dazzling pearly whites shining back up at him. The difference between a cultured pearl and a natural pearl, so I've read, is cultured pearls are more consistent in shape as they use a tiny bead to begin their formation. Natural pearls, on the other hand, are formed with no human intervention, making them pricier due to their rarity as opposed to their perceived visual beauty. So where exactly is the flaw? Is it in uniformity, the lack of individuality? Okay, I've talked myself into flaw, F-L-A-W, being the most fitting word, although I reserve the right to sing floor whenever I choose. This is not the last time we'll explore this phenomenon in this piece alone. She puts up half-hearted resistance, like she was taught to do. She's heard some of those small-town playboys, but this is something new. His promise seems dangerous, she'd like to believe. He says, you better leave. You've only got yourself to blame, shame, or deceive. Showing an encounter from different points of view is something Mr. Costello has always been absolute aces at. We heard from the man and his desires and observations in the first verse. Now it's time to explore her role in one man's pursuit of distraction. Together they both seem to be looking for adventure. She'd like to believe there's danger involved, no better way to feel alive, or so they say. It's the reason so many like roller coasters, I suppose. But then again, the encounter seems to be cut short. There's only so much novelty you can revel in until the desire for the predictable comes charging back. The admonition is caught in quotes, so we know you've only got yourself to blame, shame, or deceive. is directed outward, not inward. More fun and games, it seems. And yes, here's the second acorn I promised. Is it she's heard or she's hurt? Hurt. Some of those small town playboys. The liner notes read heard, but look how well both fit. It should be more surprising, but it isn't. That each slot in perfectly and create their own flowchart of emotions. The official word is heard, but I've always been partial to hurt. Maybe I enjoy a bit of danger myself. Just as a side note, there's another piece on this album called All Grown Up that could very easily be the continuation of this woman's story. And you hate all the people that you used to adore. Seems to fit in well with the notion of a mismatched power dynamic of a brief encounter, I think. I love listening to them back to back for this reason. The waiting lines are long. They never get too far. Everyone's wearing that medal with pride. Harpies Bizarre. Okay, so now it comes to this, the beautifully stubborn title and how it is positioned within this piece. Waiting lines and medals. I'm intrigued by the seeming tautology of waiting lines. By definition, it seems as if a line can only be created by those who are in fact waiting. And what about this medal? A backstage pass, perhaps? These lines quickly give way, however, to the provocative mingling of the words harpies and bizarre. They create two divergent paths that will eventually meet up again within this coupling. Harpies are from Greek mythology, of course, meaning swift robbers. Often depicted as bird women, they are manifested from sudden, intense storm winds that carry people away. Beware of the sharp winds that travel at alarming speeds through the night. With them come the hounds of Zeus to punish evildoers. So in short, a destructive force that inspires fear and terror. It seems to mimic the posture of the spiteful row of girls well, combining the word harpies with bizarre, meaning odd, which of course is the homophone of bazaar, meaning marketplace, creates another illusion to explore, that being the fashion periodical Harper's Bazaar. The magazine was first published in November 1867 with a masthead that read, Repository of Fashion, Pleasure, and Instruction. This boastful parallel structure includes the brilliant Oxford comma, which I am forever a great fan of. To be immersed in the culture and ideas of the moment, the magazine implied, was how to truly be fashionable. Harper's Bizarre eventually became HarperCollins Publishing. The magazine itself remains focused on fashion, in particular American fashion. Stitching it all together creates a vivid tapestry of sensuality and sexuality with an ever-looming threat, and whatever else your big brain and heart can come up with. 2 words is all it took to launch these many interpretations. I looked on but hesitated. I failed to interrupt. You're so hard to tell the truth to, so easy to corrupt. I'll memorize your face, your tragic smile, the hurt look in your eyes, as you betrayed yourself to the part of him that dies. Hesitated and interrupt, truth and corrupt. As I've mentioned many times before, it's Mr. Costello's economy of words that deserves much more attention. Nearly opposites, but not quite. Each word bounces off the other with absolute precision. Before we get much further, let's take a moment to marvel at how, within 3 verses, Mr. Costello was able to use 7 pronouns: he, him, she, her, you, your, and I. Everyone, it seems, is taken into account. The first verse is for him. The second is for her, and now I has a say. Cleverly, the next verse, an extended chorus really, addresses the they in this situation, bringing the pronoun count to 8. Notice here first, however, the I sees the hurt look in the first person, yet then uses clear distancing language when referring to the part of him that dies. Even if revenge is tempered, there'll always be a bit of guilt that spills over the sides, I suppose. The waiting lines are long. They never get too far. They're shining up their shoes to kick a falling star. You think you should be somebody, but you don't know who you are. Everyone wearing that medal with pride. Harpies Bizarre. The ambiguity of who the you in this extended chorus is proves to be the perfect way to wrap up this narrative. Is it him? Is it her? Is it both? Is it in the second person or third person? Shoes and kick. A star calling back to the first verse where I imagined a stage. There's brutality, shame, and indecision coursing through this exquisite piece. Dig it. Again, this has been a slow drag with Harpies Bizarre from 1991's Mighty Like a Rose. It's an ambitious piece that brings fashion and fury together. It confides intimate details, but then accepts no responsibility. Its use of pronouns adds an extra layer of ingenuity to the already staggering 2-word title that creates a cyclone around each line. It feels as if there is nothing left to chance, not even the lingering acorns of flaw and floor and herd and hurt. Not to mention, I'm still puzzling over how so many acerbic songs on one single album are able to bring such joy, but I think you'd agree, they absolutely do. And that's it for today's slow drag, my friend. Thank you for listening. By the way, yes, that was a Marshall bark that I've left in there. Other gems from Mighty Like a Rose you'll enjoy a slow drag with are episodes 5, Heaven Knows What Fills the Heart. It's a slow drag with Georgie and her rival. Episode 34, Lost Legs and Fingernails. It's a slow drag with Invasion Hit Parade. Episode 50, Sharp and Ideal, a slow drag with After the Fall, and episode 71, Across a Crowded Room, to slow drag with Sweet Pear. You can find me on social media and all the usual places. Just search for my name, Remedy Robinson, or the name of my podcast, Slow Drag with Remedy. Also, please visit slowdragwithremedy.com for companion blogs, transcripts, and other useful information. As always, thank you for helping to get the word out about this little passion project. Truly, it means the world. So, until next time, adieu, my little ballyhoo. Slow drag with Remedy.